So today on the E90 we're going to do an oil change. This is a 2007 328xi. Has the inline 3-liter with a 6-cylinder but no turbo. This car makes for a great daily driver. This one has the upgraded interior with the sports steering wheel, the bolstered seats, and this is the best part, has the 6-speed manual. So now that we have the car up on ramps, we have to go under and remove the plastic cover that is covering the oil pan drain bolt. So I'm just using a big flat screwdriver. There's a tab. A little hard to see. You just need to spin that and then this door swings out of the way. Okay, so a few things that you're going to want to do first before you drain the oil is either one, remove the oil filter cap here, or remove the oil filler cap. I'm going to go ahead and remove both just because I have them, or I have this accessible. I have this tool here. It's for removing the oil filter housing cover. There's no like identification on here as to what size it is. It does have a number on the inside. It says A261 and then China. I have no idea if that actually means anything. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this oil filler cap. I mean the oil filter cap. I've actually already gone through and replaced the gasket that goes between the oil filter housing and the actual engine. I was getting a little bit of leaking in there. As you can see, my oil filler cap is the upgraded version. It's round rather than square. It helps a little bit. It doesn't solve all the oil leaks. I still get a little bit of leaking out of this cap area. To remove the oil drain bolts, I just used a breaker bar and a 17mm socket. You don't need a breaker bar, it should never be on there that tight, but it was just easy to use and accessible. So I've already gone through and broken loose the oil drain bolt. I'm just going to take that 17mm and pull it off the rest of the way. And just so you know, the oil pan drain bolt faces straight up, so the oil should come straight out. There it goes, all over my driveway. So for this oil change, I'm going to use this STP extended life oil filter. It was the only decent oil filter available at the auto parts store. I believe it was like $16 or $17. And these filters are the type that it's a cartridge, it's just the paper cartridge. For oil, I'm using this Castrol Edge 0W40. Says it's the European formula. So I got about 7 quarts of this. I think it's like 6.5 fills it, maybe 7 does. So one thing that I'm noticing now, and this is something that I noticed a little bit when I was pulling this out, is this is supposed to have the rest of the another piece to it. So here's the old cartridge. I've never actually seen this come separated before. So this piece came separated. Looks like it just clips back in. But yeah, so there's a ring here. That's the bigger rubber ring that should come with your new oil filter, and then a smaller ring on here. You can just use a pick to get these out. And then your oil filter should also come with the metal crush washer that goes on the oil drain plug. Gonna go ahead and replace the oil filter now. Gonna go ahead and use this pick to get these rubber seals out. Looks like there's a little gap. See that there's a little gap here? Makes it easy to get your pick in there to pull this one out. Just gonna get this new seal. Put a little bit of oil on it just to get it so it can slide on much easier. So there you go, it goes right into that opening right there. It looks like it would go on the very edge, but it actually doesn't. There's a specific groove that this whole thing goes on. So this edge along here doesn't actually go in here, it goes in right in here. And now for the smaller one, I'm going to put that on the end here. So now you have the seal on the top, the seal in the middle here. I'm going to go ahead and put the new oil filter in. Actually, it slides in rather. Slides into place there. I'm going to screw this back on. I'm going to tighten this down, not make it too tight. There we go, now that's good and the oil filter is in. Okay, so I put the drain bolt back in. I'm going to go ahead and start filling it. I believe it takes 6.9 quarts of oil. I'm going to go ahead and put 6 in and then check it. And with these 1 quarts, you don't exactly need a funnel. If you do it right, you can get it so the top of the 1 quart fits right in the hole. And you can let it drain like that. Okay, so I've had the car running for a couple minutes now, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the BC control. I don't have iDrive, so I'm just gonna go up, check the oil, and again, it's been running for a couple minutes, so it's gonna jump straight to this. It tells me I'm okay. I'm halfway, so it looks like I'm a half a quart short. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add that last half a quart. Okay guys, so last but not least, you're going to want to reset your service light indicator. Now, how to do this is you're going to just put your key in the ignition, hit the start button, and then you want to wait for all the beeping and the lights to go out. Now, you don't want the car to start, so make sure when you hit the start button that you're not actually holding your foot on the brake or the clutch. So once you've hit the start button, wait for all the beeping and the lights to go out, and then once that happens, you want to hold down your brake pedal and the mileage reset button simultaneously. And then a yellow triangle should appear, you know, say 5 to 10 seconds after that, once you've been holding those two things down. Once that yellow triangle appears, you should be put into the area to reset your service light. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now. I'm going to go put the key in, hold down, press the start button, wait for all these lights and beeping to stop. I'm going to hold down the brake and the mileage reset. I'm holding it down even now, and it pumped me straight into the reset settings. You had to hold the brake and the mileage reset button for a couple seconds even while the yellow triangle. A big complaint people have is as soon as that yellow triangle appears, they release everything, but then they don't actually get into the settings. So it looks like it bumped me out because I waited too long. Gonna go ahead and do that again. key in, start button, wait for this to stop, brake and button. Now I'm right into these settings, and I can toggle through and reset whatever I need. You just click, you hit reset, and then you just hold down the reset. I've actually already reset everything that I needed. Okay guys, I hope this helped explain how to change your oil. With the oil filter, I know this one's a little different on this car. And then also follow that whole process up by resetting your service lights. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you on the next video.